Guys, also, we are going to continue from where we were yesterday. Just where we stopped the class yesterday is where we are going to start. All right? Let's go.
Question number 8. Now, this is like a more of a spatial reasoning IQ test question. Which figure is identical to the first? So we have to look at this. So what I tend to do, instead of looking at all these 4 options, A, B, C, and D, which can be confusing, look for identical pattern shapes or sequences. So you can see here, if I look at the option on the left, you've got a circle which is white and a circle directly below it which is black. Okay, so that means if I can automatically take out 2 options, B and C, because if I turn this round anti-clockwise, you can see there that this is a white dot, and below it, or to the right of it, as would be in that case, there is the line. So it can't be B, and the same can be said for C. Directly below, where the black dot should be, it's not there, so it's not C either. Now, if it was A, okay, if we spin this round in our head anti-clockwise, it's not A either. So the correct answer is D, because if we move this round clockwise, the white dot is there with the black dot directly above it, and then directly to the right of the black dot is the line, which is there, so that's the answer D. So it's about a process of elimination, looking for something which is obvious, and that's what I chose there. I mean, I could have chosen the, to the right of the black dot is the line, so it can't be A because that's to the left of it. It could be B. It can't be C, but it is D. Okay, so again, that would be an option for a process of elimination. Number 9. Now, this is another kind of question. We have to fill in, okay, down below you'll see there's 4 words in their correct positions within the text. So many people do not experience the world of traveling offers so much insight, knowledge and experience of the world that it allows people to see the world from a whole new, which I'd say is perspective, experiencing the natural beauty and historical landmarks perhaps provides not only a memorable experience, but knowledge and understanding about the world we live in. This is quite a simple one. So travel goes there, perspective goes there, beauty goes there, and memorable goes there. What you might find as these kind of questions get harder, and I'll tell you where to get some harder ones in a second, it becomes tougher because some of the questions could fit in, okay, to each of the blank spaces. Number 10, which of the following is not an anagram of a colour? Now, an anagram, for those who don't know, is a word or phrase formed by rearranging the letters of a different word or phrase. So, if you look at that genre, could we create a colour by rearranging those letters? B, saw, again, could we form a colour, a word colour, by rearranging those letters? The same for C, cheap, and D is hatred. Okay, so I think A, we can form the word green. B, for saw, we can form the word rose. C, we can form the word peach. But D, I think that's an anagram of thread. Okay, so the answer is D, because it says which of the following is not an anagram of a colour. Now, you have a go at this one, guys. Which of the following is not an anagram of a country? A, plane. B, chain. C, cereal. D, enemy. Okay, so, and E, slow. So I want you to put your answer, again in the comments box below, which of the following is not an anagram of a country? Okay, not an anagram of a country. So quite a difficult one, that. So you can obviously pause the video while you work it out, but don't forget to put your your answer in the comments box below the video. Put question 11 and then your answer. A, plane. B, chain. C, cereal. D, enemy. E, slow. And actually it'd be great, first person, if you could, the first person to actually put all of the answers of what each anagram is, I'll give you a free copy of our IQ and aptitude test book as a download. So the first person to comment with the correct answer, I'll send you a free download copy. Question 12, which group of shapes can be assembled to make the shape shown? So we can see that's the shape shown at the top. There's like a flat top triangle, and then there's sort of like a rectangle below. So could it be well, that shape at the top, the flat top triangle, looks okay. That's the same, but below, if we form these together, it wouldn't reach or make that triangle all the way across to the left. I can probably eliminate C and D because that flat top triangle is nothing like those. So if we look at B, that flat top triangle is the same, and if we add those two squares together, that will form that rectangle. So the correct answer is B. Question 13. Which group of shapes can be assembled to make the shape shown? So that arrow pointing to the right, which of these group of shapes can be assembled to make that shape? So I'd like you guys again in the comments box below, put question 13 and what your answer is, either A, B, C or D. Okay, so it's good practice for you. Again, don't forget to pause the video and then you can put your answer in there. So which group of shapes can be assembled to make the shape shown? Number 14. Okay, this is a good one. Start at one of the corner letters. Okay, so one of the corner letters, well, there's only two there for you to start. It's either I or A. And then move clockwise. Okay, so clockwise is that way around the square, finishing in the center to create a 9-letter word. Okay, so if you look at that for a second, it could start I, but then you'd have to fill in the blank A, C. I can't think of any words starting with I, blank A, C, blank D, M, S. I think it's A, C, something D, something M, S. And I think the word is academics. Okay, A, C, A, D, E, M, I, C, S. Now you have a go at this one. Start at one of the corner letters and move clockwise around the square, finishing in the center to create a 9-letter word. So you can't start with P, K or A. You have to start with either S, E or M, or even a blank there. You could go blank K, E, blank M, etc. But you need to finish in the middle. So start at one of the corner letters and move clockwise around the square, finishing in the center to create a 9-letter word. So what is the answer to question 15? Again, please put it in the comments box below the video. You can pause this part to answer the question. So what were the answers, please, guys, to questions 3, 7, 11, 13, 15? And don't forget, there's a prize of a free download to the person who answers the question that I mentioned in the video. So put your comments below what the answers are, 3, 7, 11, 13, 15. Now, if you'd like more of these, I hope you found these helpful. Click the link below this video and you can get the book and free access to online IQ and aptitude tests. Okay, so you can start practicing. You've got like a 200-page guide that you can download. The one person who puts all the comments first will get a free copy of this as a download. Please, I'd also really, really appreciate
practice class which is conducted by admins tied up with Rathi classes. So today we'll be dealing some of the aptitude problems based on quant. So let's start it with percentages and average numericals. Our aim would be, without using calculator or paper pen, let us try to solve and get the solution for each of these questions. So in this question number 1, what it has been said, as you can, first you need to read the question very carefully, first and foremost. While renovating his bedroom, Raj increased the length and breadth of his bedroom by 40%. What will be the new area of the room if it's original? First and foremost, if you see 144 inches, the answers options are in feet. So 144 means 12 feet. How? Because 144 is nothing but 12 into 12. We know 1 feet is equals to 12 inches. Now, you need to know, as the length and the breadth of bedroom has been increased. Increased means it should be greater than 12. It should be greater than 12. So 12 means option A, option C is eliminated. We are left with B and D. Now 40%. If I say 100% also, 12 100% would be 24. So less than 24, the option is only left with B. This is the way how we will be approaching without even solving the question, but just by understanding the questions carefully. If you need to solve it properly, you could have written 12 feet plus 40% of 12 feet. That would be 12 plus 40 by 100 of 12. That would be a 16.8 feet. You can say 4.8 plus 12 is 16.8. So let us try similarly next question. In the next question, what you have given is Soha bought a shirt for $28 after a discount of 30%. That means the price which we should have should be greater than 28. Why? Because 30% discount is given. Now what would be the case then? It would be something, let the cost price we need to original price we need to assume it to be X. So you have given a discount of 30%. That means X minus 30% of X is nothing but 0.7X, that is equals to 28. So 0.7. If you divide 28 by 7, the result should be multiple of 4, and it is 28 is actually division by 7. That means 4. So option is 40. How? At 28.0.7 you can easily read 280 by 7, 740 is at 280, so option is C. Let us move to the third question. In the third problem, let us see what the question has asked. Amit appeared for 15 interviews in a month. What is the ratio between the number of jobs he was not offered and the number of jobs for which we interviewed if he received a total number of 6 job offers? You need to again read the question very carefully. The question is nothing based on the probability. The question is asked what is the ratio between the number of jobs he was not offered and the number of jobs for which he was interviewed. So total interview has given 15. Job offer is 6. So the job which he has not offered was 15 minus 6, 9. So answer would be 9 by 15. So 9 by 15, the ratio would be, both are multiple of 3. So answer would be 3 by 5. So option would be C. If you need to solve 15 minus 6 upon 15, that is 9 by 15, 3 by 5. This is how we do the calculation in our mind. So moving on to the next question. In the next question, it has been asked or said, just again you need to read the question very carefully before applying or solving this. Margaret runs a nursing program where the participants are given a choice to work with infants, elderly or privately participate. When given the options, 25% of the class decided to work with infants. That is, infants you need to understand is 25%, 60% with elderly and 10% to active participation, while the rest remain undecided. So what fraction of the class wanted to work with elderly? As you can see, elderly is 60%, that is 60 by 100. 60 by 100 is nothing but 6 by 10, that is 3 by 5. So the question was so much lengthy, but the solution is just hidden over here, that is 60 by 100. So if you solve 3 by 5. So this kind of problem is expected, and you need to read the question very carefully and you need to read very fast, as you have only 1 minute to attempt for one problem. Moving on to next question. It has been asked, at the surgical unit in a hospital, 35% of the staff members are not available to work during Christmas holidays. So imagine if you have 100, that means you need to categorize these two things in your mind, that 35 and 65. 35 are the number of people who are not available, while 65 are the number of people who are available. Of the remaining staffs, remember, that means we are talking about 65, only 20% are certified to work. That means in this 65, again only 20% you are certified to work, the remaining 80% are not certified to work. What percentage of the total staff is at the surgical unit is both certified and available? So you need to take what? 20% of 65. 20% of 65 is nothing but 20 into 65. If you do, it is 130 into 10, 1300. 1300 by 100 is, as you need to give in percentage, so 1300 by 100 is nothing but 13%. So answer is B. It is very easy to solve, just you need to understand and have the concept or weak point in your mind. Moving on to the next question. The question is given something like this. The current dosage of a heart patient's medication is 340 mg. After a thorough checkup, the doctor recommend a 30% decrease in the dosage. Thus, what is that? That means it should be less than 340. Less than 340, if you see the option, D is eliminated, only 30%. So what you need to do is you need to write 0.7 into 340. Here you can use the concept of digitalization. As you can see, sum of 340 is nothing but 7, and this is 7. 7 7 is 49. If you add, the value is 13. 13 means you can say 4. So you can see the option if you get any digit of sum to be 4. This is 7, this is 9, 11, 13. So 13 means 4. So answer would be B. No need to even solve this kind of problem, but just by analyzing the concept of digital sum, you can say the answer is B. Moving on to the next question, question number 8. As you can see here, out of the 100 patients who participated in a study about bulimia conducted on 100 patients, 70% of women and 10% of the men revealed they were overweight. How many male patients were not overweight? So you need to keep in mind the factor of male patient were not overweight. So what you can do is say if 10% are overweight, that means 90% of remaining men are not overweight. So 90% is the digital sum is 9. If you see the option with sum 9, you will see the answer as 27. So this is the way how you can apply the concept of digital sum in order to solve this problem. Moving on to the next problem. In question number 9, if you see the question, Selena's gross annual salary as the content editor of magazine is rupees 40,000. She contributed 10% of her salary before she pays taxes. That means 40,000. If you reduce 10%, that means 4,000 it has been gone. So the net salary she has is 36,000 now. So in 36,000, 25% is being consumed as the taxes. So now you need to think 36,000 is her net salary. In this 25% is being cut off for her taxes. So 36,000, if you see the 10% would be 3,600, so 20% would be 7,200, and you need to add 1,800 for more 5. So that means 9,000. 9,000 the taxes she is paying. So if you subtract 9,000 from this 36,000, 9,000, you will be left with 27,000. So 27,000 answer should be again less than 27,000. Reason 30 rupees per month she pays. So in a year there are 12 months. So you need to still subtract 360. If you subtract 360, the option suffix end with 4 and with 0. If you see the options, no need to solve entirely. The option is clear. Answer would be C. So this is the concept which you need to again see that 40,000, 10% is 4,000. That means the remaining amount I have is of 36,000. Out of those 36,000, 25% is being consumed for the salary. That means you need to imagine 36,000, 25%. Don't start calculating. 36,000, 25% would be, just take the 10%. 36,000, 10% would be 3,600. 20%, double that, 7,200. If 10% is 3,600, then 5% is half of that, 1,800. So for 25%, you need to add 20% plus 5%. That is 7,200 plus 1,800. That is 9,000. Now in this 9,000, 36,000 minus 9,000 deducted for taxes, that would be 27,000. Now 27,000 minus, you need to subtract 360. Once you get, answer would be C. Moving on to the next question. Question number 10. Express 1400 as a percent. So the answer would be very simple. It is 14 by 100 as a percent. So what you will do in 200? The option is very clear. The answer is B. So these are the questions that takes less than even 10 seconds to solve. So moving on to the next question. Maria made a deposit in her saving account which raised its balance from $80 to $120. As you can see, initial the amount is 80 and the final has been raised to 120, that is $40 increment. By what percent is the total amount in her account increase after the deposit was made? So directly you can say the answer is 50%, because $80, if you see $80 half is 40 and the increase is 40. So the answer would be A. Moving on to the next question. In a park, the lawn grass is 3 inches high. If the lawn is mowed and the grass is cut off by 30% of the height, what is the new height? So what you will do is you will write 100 minus 30%, that is 70% of 3. 7 3 is 21. So we will be left with only option B. So the answer for this 16th is D. without even solving. You can just read the question and you can mark the options. In the next question, the concept is very easy. If you see the question is 20% of A is B, then B percent of 20 is what? So what you can do is, you need to now analyze or answer B percent of 20 in terms of A. So what you can do is, just you can make B as 20. In order to make B percent, so first you need to divide it by 100 and then multiply by 20. That would be B percent of 20. If I am doing that, so just imagine the same concept I am applying over here, 20 by 100. That is 4%. So answer would be A. Hope this is clear. Or you can even analyze 20% of A equals to B. You just need to see what you want. You need B percent of 20. So in order to make B percent, what I need to think is, I need to make the right hand side B by 100 will give me B percent of 20. That is into 20 is 20% of A. So 20% of A. In order to make it as B, so what I need to do, I need to again multiply by 20 by 100. So the answer would be 4. What is this is in percent? So answer would be 4% of A equals to B percent of 20. So the option would is A. These are the very easy problem that you can get in aptitude examination. Moving on to the next.
All right, guys, before we continue to the next question, the meeting is gonna end in 1 minute. So you guys join the same link after this meeting ends. I think these questions or this lecture is very, very understandable as we are getting the mathematics syllabus. And I hope after this mathematics syllabus, we want to come again for the mathematics. We will go in details about the verbal and English, verbal English and logical as the best part for in the ASAT or Pragati examination. So the meeting is gonna be end soon. After you have to again click the same link, then you have to continue from here. I think I'm making myself clear. Thank you. Alright, guys, let we continue from where the lecture was stopped in. Thank you.
Question. Next topic would be the ratio and proportion. We will be trying to solve as far as possible using shortcut approaches. So let us start with question number 1. A sum of 120 is divided in the ratio 3:4:5. What is the largest share? As you can see directly over here, the largest share is 5. So if you add this 3, you will directly say it is 12. So 12 by 120 is 10. 10 into 5, 50. So answer would be 50. This is very easy and a normal method will be helpful to you. Moving on to the next question. Find the largest share when 192.50 is divided as the ratio of 2:5. Largest share, it should be the multiple of 5, as all the options are multiple of 5. That is a big point. That means you need to solve throughout. So how we will solve is 192.50 divided by total is 7 into 5. Now, can this number be divided by 7? Just check. 7 to the 14. 14 means you will be left with 52. So 7 is 49. You will be left with 3.5. So it will give you the value in decimal. Decimal means either the option would be B or the option would be C. As this is the largest share, so answer would be 137.5. Moving on to the next question. Find the smallest share where 260 gram is divided into. So as you can see over here, the smallest share should be a multiple of 2. As in the option, all are multiple of 2. Now we need to solve that. Means 6 plus 7, 13. 13, that is, it is divisible of 260. So 260 by 13 is nothing but 20. 22 is a 40. So answer would be C. Moving on to the next problem. Reduce the following fraction to the smallest possible ratio. As you can see, both are the multiple of 2. So the answer would be 4:7. So answer is C. Next question. If 5 people buy 3 cupcakes each and 3 people buy 7 cookies each, what is the ratio of the total number of cupcakes? The cupcake would be 5 into 3, 15, and the cookies would be 3 into 7, 21. That is 15:21. Let us see if the option is there. Yeah, the option is A. Moving on to the next question. Two numbers are in the ratio 3:5. If 9 be subtracted from each, they are in the ratio 12:23. The first number. Now, again the weak point is the number should be the multiple of 3. Why? Because as we can see, the number over here is in the ratio 3:5. That means it is a multiple of 3, first number. So as you see in the options C and D, we can eliminate it very easily. Now what is said, if 9 is subtracted from each, that means imagine the number should be 3x and 5x. If you subtract 3x, that means the concept would be 3x minus 9 divided by 5x minus 9. The ratio would be 12:23. Now in this kind of problem, you need to solve this type of problem because only the option over here you can eliminate is C and D, but it 23 3 is 69x minus 23 into 9 is 12 5 is 60x minus 108. So the option would be 23 into 9 and this is 12 into 9. 9 cancel. So my x should be 11. So if x is 11, the smallest number would be 33. So this is the approach that you need to solve it over in this problem. There is no any, just option can be eliminated, but in order to get the exact result, you need to solve through it. Question number 8. In question number 8, if you see a 13-meter long iron rod weighs 23.4 kg, then how much should be a 6-meter long? It is just the concept that 23, like you need to apply the concept of unitary method, that is 23.4 divided by 13 into 6. So the answer should be a multiple of 6. As you can see, 23.5. Is this a multiple of 13? 13, you say 1 is 13, it is 10.4. Yes, 13 8s are. So 1.8 into 6 is nothing but 10.8 kg. As 23.54 by 13 into 6, 23, the value is 1.8. 6 8s are 48. The ending should be 8. So, and 6 4, 10.8. Answer is in decimal, the option is C. Moving on to the next question, that is question number. In this question, as you see, the ratio of the two numbers is 3:8 and the difference is 115, the greatest number. It is just 8k minus 3k. 5k is 115, so you will say k as 23. The greatest number would be 23 into 8. 23 into 8, the ending suffix should be 4. The option is C. As you don't have to solve entirely, as you say that k is proportional, you say it as 23, and largest means you need to multiply the given value with 8. 8 threes are, the result would be in terms of 4, ending with 4. As you can see, the option is only C over here, so the answer would be C. Moving on to the next problem. Moving into the next problem, in the question number 11, in a box 25 paise, 10 paise and 5 paise coins are in the ratio 1:2:3. If their value is rupees 30, then the fine. These are in paise and these are in rupees. So first and foremost, you need to multiply this into 100 in order to convert this as paise. So as you can see, 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. 6k is 3000. If 6k is 3000, that means k is equals to 500. As 5 is 3, so answer is 3 into 5, 1500. So the option would be 150. So the next topic would be speed, time and distance, some of the numericals based on that. As you can see, an ant moves at a distance of 45 centimeter into 9 seconds. Find the speed of the ant. We know the concept speed is equals to distance by time. So we need to find over here is in distance by time. As you can see, the option is in centimeter per second. So what you will do is this 45 by 90, the value is 1/2, so answer is 0.5. Same, the question was very easy. Moving on to the next question. A car leaves at 8 a.m. and arrives in Jaipur at 10:30 a.m. That means 2 hours 30 minutes. That is 5 by 2 hours it has been traveled. That is 2.5 hours. If the distance is 120 km, again speed you will apply by d by t. 120 divided by 5 by 2. That means 120 by 5 into 2. So what is 120 by 5? 120 by 5 is nothing but here 24. 24 into 2, the option would be 48. If those who can, it will be difficult, so I will just writing 120 by 5 by 2. So the value would be something like 120 into 2 by 5. 524. 24 into 2 is 48 km per hour. Moving on to the next question. A crocodile attacking a boat swims at a speed of 13 meters per second for half a minute. How far does it swim in this time? Half a minute means 30 seconds. So distance is equals to speed into time. So 13 into 30, the option would be 390 meters. That is option A. That's very easy. Moving on to next question. A car leaves Udaipur at 8:30 a.m. and arrives in Jaisalmer at 5:30 p.m. That means the total hour it has traveled is for 9 hours. If the car travels at 75, so here in this question again the concept of deceleration can be used, that is 75 into 9 as distance is speed into time. So 75 plus 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 sum you will say 3. 3 9 is 27. Sum should be 9. As you see in the option, this is eliminated, this is eliminated, this is eliminated. We are left with this. If you add this, the value is 18. 18 digital sum is 9. So no need to solve the entire problem. The concept is so what is 120 by 5? Just apply the 5 digital sum. Is nothing but to the next question. A car travels at 88 km per hour over a distance of 22 km. That means the total, as you can see, speed is equals to distance by time, or time would be distance by speed. So 22 by 88 is nothing but 1/4, but answer is in hour. In order to convert it into minute, we need to multiply that by 60. So 1/4 into 60 is nothing but 15. So answer is B, 15 minutes. Next question. A car traveling at a steady speed takes 4 hours to travel 244 km. Find the average car. The concept is very easy. Speed is equals to distance by time. 244 by 4, 461. Answer is B, 61 km per hour. Moving on to the next question. An octopus swims 7 km at a speed of 3 km per hour. How long does it take in hours and minutes? So the concept is you will be just writing speed is equals to distance by time. That means 7/3. 7/3, as you can say that it is greater than 2.33. That is 2 hours and more than 2 hours. So option this and this are rejected. So 2 hours. 0.33 means it is 1/3. 1/3 hour implies in minute. If you do the value, you need to multiply by 60. So answer is 2 hours 20 minutes. So option would be B. That is very easy. The option as first option is it's in 2 hours 33 minutes. Always you need to keep in mind that hour is not, when we convert hour into minute, that is the multiple of 60, not 100. So this again I need to make talk about strategy, certain strategy and how to crack the entrance. first you need to practice and learn all the basic formulas, because shortcut, before knowing the shortcut, you need to have the base. So the key point or the main thing would to learn basic formulas. Then you need to be confident by reading the question, and question you need to read it very, very fast, and drink water or something before, so that you can have a nice confidence before appearing for the paper. As you have 90 minutes, 90 questions, you can measure, take the time from your verbal section. That will be very much important. Verbal, if you complete the verbal section, that is 40 questions in less than 20-25 minutes, then you will be having rest of the minutes to solve for a quantitative and logical analysis. There is no negative marking, then I would suggest every student to attempt all the problems. So read questions very carefully. If you read out the question wrong, then entire problem or approach, whatever you will be doing, will be wrong. And apply the most of the short tricks and read the question very carefully, and try to analyze if any shortcut method or weak point is been hidden in the question. That would be all about today's presentation. Thank you all.